You can't call yourself an evangelical or a Christian and support Trump. You just can't do it. Well, you can't do it because it goes against what everything a Christian stands for. In the Bible, Jesus said, if somebody slaps you on the face, turn your cheek and let him hit your other cheek. Trump is saying, punch people in the face. He's telling people and supporters in his rallies that he'll pay for their legal fees. How are you going to call yourself a Christian or an evangelical and yet you still try to justify this behavior and you still try to call yourself Christian? It is what it is. You can't justify it. It is what it is. You are who you hang out with. They say, tell me who you hang out with, and that's who you are. Well, that's who you are. How are you going to support and call yourself a Christian or an evangelical when Trump has been accused of being with the porn stars and grabbing women from inappropriate parts, and this is your candidate. This is your candidate. You cannot call yourself a Christian or an evangelical and follow Trump. It's hypocrisy. Jesus said that whoever hurts a child should put a stone around their neck and cast themselves into the ocean. And yet, Trump is basically incarcerating thousands of innocent children just because they're trying to seek a better life. And you support this? And you call yourself an evangelical? Are you praying for the fencing for this? Are you praying for the money that supports these concentration camps? If you support Trump, you can't call yourself a Christian, because you would be a wolf in sheep's clothing. Your eyes wouldn't look like a true sheep. You would be a wolf. It just doesn't make sense. What else? In the Bible it said it's harder for a rich man to go through the eye of a needle than it's harder for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter heaven. And instead of picking a humble candidate to support, or you're supporting this, how do you justify this? How do you justify being a Christian evangelical and yet you're still supporting somebody who represents greed, lust, possibly incest, hatred, violence, and you call yourself an evangelical? Jesus said, love everybody as ourselves. I don't quite see that happen. Jesus said, love your neighbor. Huh. Are you praying for bricks to build the wall? I mean, please don't call yourself an evangelical and represent my Father's kingdom when you're over here with Trump, praying for bricks to build the wall to keep your neighbors out. Jesus said, love your neighbor as yourself. And you want to build a wall. And you call yourself a Christian. Jesus said, love your neighbor as yourself. And you are attacking Hispanics in the stores and telling them not to speak their language, even though there's no official language in the United States, and anybody can talk any language they want here because that's what freedom means. and there was actually hundreds of different immigrant dialects in this country when they built the city of New York, and the you're in the stores attacking them, attacking immigrants, attacking minorities, attacking people that are different, and you call yourself a evangelical Christian or even a Christian. You can't support Trump and say you're a Christian, because that's hypocrisy. That's blasphemy. You're probably more at risk going to hell by doing that than you would if you weren't a Christian and you would still go. But please don't call yourself a Christian and follow Trump. You can't mix oil and water. Trump and all that sinks to the bottom, and you can't do that. Think about it. Think about it. The teachings of Jesus are very much so contrary to Trump's policy and agenda. So if you want to be a real, true Christian, you won't follow Trump. But if you continue to follow Trump, please don't say you're part of my Father's kingdom, because it's not true.